Welcome back, first timers. We're back for another amazing boat adventure.
Tonight we're going on a sunset cruise.
But this time we're going out for the inaugural voyage of Vino Voyages, which is an amazing collaboration between the board chef, Somm of the Beach, and Destin Private Tikis.
We're gonna go out and enjoy a wine pairing and charcuterie board. The closest parking lot for this tiki boat is the Heron Harbor, and it's right in front of the Harbor Tavern. And to pay for the parking out here, you just pay with your phone on an app. You just scan the code and put in your license plate. From the parking lot, you're just gonna walk down this incline, and then you'll have the tiki boat right to the left. Right behind Destin Pontoons is gonna be the first slip, and that's where we're gonna get on the boat. You might remember the board chef from this video right here, where we got one of her boards and went out on our own boat. But she's a local chef here in Fort Walton Beach that specializes in charcuterie and private events. Next up in this collaboration is Somm of the Beach, and she is a sommelier and also a concierge grocer out in Navarre and Pensacola area. And finally, you've got Destin Private Tikis. They are a private charter boat out here on the Destin Harbor, and they specialize in private tours, so between 12 and 18 people, where you just rent out the entire boat. There's no strangers, it's everybody you know. If you get down here early, you can stop over at the Harbor Tavern, which we went to in a video right here for best happy hours in Destin, and grab a drink before you get on the boat. The pricing for this event is $129, not including tax and gratuity. But you also want to throw in a little bit of gratuity for your boat staff as well. What this gets you is a charcuterie board for each person, a souvenir glass, and wine pairings, in addition to the sunset 2-hour cruise. While renting the tiki boats is an all-ages event, the Vino Voyages is a 21+ event.
Capt Matt at your service. Welcome to Destin Private Tiki.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Doing? Welcome. How y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
I am fantastic. I mean,
Hi, Capt.
you're gonna hear this more than once.
So the Vino Voyages happens the first Tuesday of every month through the entire year except for January, because you know, it gets a little chilly. It's also dry January.
Welcome aboard. The name of the company is Destin Private Tiki. Thank y'all for coming aboard. And this particular boat is called the Pink Dolphin.
I'd had a connection with Captain Matt because I do a lot on the boats down here, and I've done a lot with him over the last few years. So I have been really blessed to establish a relationship with him and Destin Private Tikis and Destin Private Yachts. And then have also been blessed to do a lot of business with Gretchen in Navarre, and here we are. Who'd have thought? We're gonna head out to wherever Matt takes us, and while we do that, we're just gonna kind of talk and get to know each other and drink some Prosecco, and then when we get to wherever we're gonna stop, we'll pull out the cheese, and I'll talk about cheese, and Gretchen will talk about wine. We'll just have a good time together.
This is our first trip. We want to be able to share with other people what to expect. Thank you guys for coming out, not knowing what you were getting yourselves into, and just being willing to like, hey, if Gretchen's doing it, I'm there. So let's go have a good time. Tasting wine and cheese together. What we're trying to do when we do these type of pairings is what we call the 1 + 1 = 3. I want you to take a sip of the wine, just let it sit in your mouth, cover your whole tongue, and then swallow it, and then just wait and just kind of see how long that flavor stays on your tongue. Then I want you to take a little piece of the cheese, do the same thing, put that in your mouth, chew it, let those flavors kind of sit on your tongue, and just wait for a moment. And then I want you to take a sip of the wine and put a piece of the cheese in and kind of consume them together. So that way you've tasted the wine separately, you've tasted the cheese separately. Now you're going to taste them together. We want to start off on our lighter, softer cheeses, and we want to start off on our lighter flavor profiles with our wines too. And that way you're not sort of numbing your tongue from too strong of a cheese and then trying to come back to a cheese that's a little bit lighter in flavor.
First wine after Prosecco is going to be a rosé, which we just learned is a white wine that they then add red wine in to give it that red color. This one would make a great grilled cheese. This lemon cheese is next level. I want a bucket full of this so we can make cheesecake. And then this other one, it's tangy and good. It's like the best grilled cheese making material that I've ever had. I'm gonna put them together with the rosé. It's amazing. The cheese that she offers here isn't any of the cheese that you can find at a local grocery store. You really have to go on this tour to get the cheese. The wine is flowing, the cheese is getting eaten, energy's going up. People are having a great time right now. I think we're on the Burgundy.
That escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
So we're about halfway into the cruise. We already got the wine flowing. We're getting instructions on the cheese. We're gonna see some massive boats, looking at all the hidden nooks and crannies of this harbor. But now we're cruising out to Crab Island. This is a really relaxing, upscale, and fun time on the water.
Even though there's about 20 people on board, it's still a really romantic atmosphere. It's super cozy and friendly, and you just want to have a good time.
So we're taking a little detour. We're out a little bit further because we're looking for some dolphins. We've heard they're out here somewhere, and we saw a sneak peek, but if you come out on this tour, you're gonna get cheese, wine, great sights, and probably dolphins. We did see a couple dolphins, but I wasn't quick enough to get them on film. You guys have seen us at Crab Island a bunch of times, but it's always really packed with boats and revelry. But this is what it looks like when it's not party time.
Gretchen's going to talk about our next wine. Again, it's not something you can buy here, so this is your first timers on this one.
So this is called the Drunk Penguin. And because it comes from Argentina, which obviously
I love
penguins in Argentina, right? This is a darker rosé. So that means that it has stayed in contact with the skin. The juice has stayed in contact with the skin for longer periods of time.
Comes from a company called Van Kaas, V-A-N-K-A-A-S, imported from the Netherlands. I love the idea of pepper cheeses with rosés. They complement each other really well. It's very unexpected.
Next up, we have Terry's favorite. It's a jalapeno Gouda from the Netherlands.
This was my favorite when we got the charcuterie board on the boat, so I can't wait to taste it again.
We also have a Merlot rosé from Argentina.
It's called the Drunken Penguin.
The Danny DeVito penguin is the best penguin out there. Prove me wrong.
I am not a human being! I am an animal!
We still have at least 2 more pairings, so the drinks continue to flow. It's hard not to eat this cheese because the cheese is so amazing. It's time for salami rose. More cheese.
This is the only cheese that you have that's domestic. They're called Wood River and they're out of Wisconsin. But I love the consistency of the cheese and I love the truffles that they use. It is a black truffle cheese. Like David and I were just talking, it would be amazing, I think, in a grilled cheese sandwich.
All right, next up we have Pinot Grigio and a truffle cheese. This one's domestic. That is very truffly.
It's really good, but it's not super overpowering.
It reminds me of the grilled cheese sandwich that we had at the Ball Harbor Access pop-up. And if you haven't seen that video, check this one out because there's still time to get out there. You can get out there for the luxury brand shopping and for food at the Whitman. We're deep into the golden hour right now. People are falling in love all over again. The wines, the cheeses, the music, the scenery. It's romantic to the next level. If you want to fall in love all over again, you got to book your trip.
It's so romantic. The food is so good. The wine is so good. I can't get enough of that jalapeno cheese. Please give me more.
But if you like this video, check out this video right here where we went out on a Destin Crab Island tour with Bikini Bottom boat tours. Thanks again for following along in this episode and join us next time when we try something else new for the first time.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. First timers.
High five.
All right, Dave, I have a question for you. How do you think the unthinkable was an iceberg, of course?
I love my job.